welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. I am unashamedly stealing this video idea from my colleague here on the YouTubes, Melissa Adams Wade. Thanks, Melissa, for letting me take inspiration from your recent video to share with you which bags I'd let go of if I absolutely had to curate my handbag collection. Now, I'll link Melissa's video in the description box below, but it was a part 2. Bags that she wasn't loving, and if someone reached out to her and said, hey, I'd buy that off you, she would sell in a heartbeat. Bags that would stay in her collection, but could she let go of them if she had to? It was part 2, and that's the piece that I'm referring to now. So given that I've got quite a few handbags, and Melissa actually asked in her video to let her know how many handbags you had in your collection and which ones you'd be happy to let go of, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to let you know how many bags I've got, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to pick out some of my absolute treasures, including those that you saw on the thumbnail, and I'm going to let you know whether or not I could let them go. There are a couple of bags that I don't think I would let go in the circumstance that I had to liquidate my collection, either because I needed money or I needed space, or I was just going on some kind of crazy minimalist journey, which I am unlikely to go on because, let's face it, it's me. But they're the kind of criteria that we're looking at here. So I'm only going to talk about my treasures. I'm not going to pull out a whole bunch of pieces because, you know, I think that the video could go on forever and it would be less interesting. So let's just pick out the ones that mean a bit to me. All right, let's start with one that most of us luxury loving peeps work to get into our collection in some way, whether it is a small, a medium, a jumbo, or a maxi, or a mini rectangular, which is not technically a classic flap, but we love to have one of these in our collections. In fact, most people, I would say, don't think their collection is complete without a Chanel classic flap. I have often said that this is one of the bags that I would keep because it means something to me to have one of these in my collection. Now, I often don't refer to my bags as a collection, but it's just easier to call it a collection for the purposes of this video because there's nothing tying them together except for my eye, and that does not constitute a collection in anyone else's mind, in anyone else's sane mind. I've often said if you could only keep, 5 bags, this would be amongst them. But if I had to get rid of it, would I? Thinking about it now, it still makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But obviously, if I needed the money, based on the number of times I wear this piece, it's a hard question to answer because I want to say yes, I would absolutely move it on. But I also think realistically and oddly, it's symbolic of a lot of things in my life in a weird way, and it's odd to project those onto a bag that kind of doesn't really have much to do with my personality or style. I think I could challenge myself. I think I could let it go. But I do feel a bit conflicted about it just thinking about it now. What do you think? Should I let it go? Again, for those reasons above, I bring to you this little beauty that doesn't get much airtime on my channel. It's the Louis Vuitton Petite Boîte Chapeau. My husband bought this for me for Christmas as a surprise. We both saw it on a YouTube video leading up to Christmas, and I had no idea that he went to Louis Vuitton and ordered it, which, that's pretty darn special. I bawled my eyes out when I opened it because I bought him a kite and a set of bocce balls that Christmas. I say I'm not Sentimental Sally. I do say that a lot. Would I sell this for money? Well, the reality is I probably wouldn't get that much for it to replace the emptiness I'd feel inside for selling on a piece that was bought with such consideration and love for me. I think in life there are some things that are treasures, and not just because it's a Louis Vuitton bag, but because I think that's when I felt that he really supported me and what I enjoyed doing, and he was taking a real interest in what I was interested in, and I would never have ever bought something like this for myself because it was impractical and it, you know, it was just so far-fetched. I mean, look at me now. But I think this was permission and support and symbolic in a way that the Chanel kind of is, but in a way where I felt less alone in my luxury journey. Like I had a blessing, not permission, but a blessing, an encouragement. So for those reasons, look how gushy I am, I think I'll be keeping this one. Okay, I've got a bunch of Fendi pieces coming up now, not surprising if you know my channel. Where do I start? I think I'm going to start here. The one that kind of really kicked it all off for me. The Sex and the City Purple Rain baguette. And this one, it's very hard to think about leaving this one behind for a couple of reasons. One, this bag and I came together in a global pandemic. And this bag was a substitute for the trip that I had planned to New York City to celebrate my 40th birthday that year, like a lot of people who had significant birthdays fall during the pandemic. It was unexpected. It was, you know, me going to New York for the 4th time. It would have been living out more of my, you know, fantasy Sex and the City life that just doesn't exist in the real world, but you can make it happen on holidays. It was a period, my 30s is when I rewatched Sex and the City, and a lot of things connected with me in terms of ambition and being inspired into my own sense of style and the amazing friendships that you can make and how you can choose your own family if you need to. I know I'm getting D&M on this, but I think it's from a phase in my life where I really grew into who I was and I got a lot of confidence, and to be honest, spending $6,100 at the time on a sequined bag was crazy to me. I walked around the city block, I thought about it, I rang my husband, I did all sorts of things, and the funny thing is now she goes, yep, no worries, no problems, that's reasonable. But yeah, it was a big marker in my confidence. If I had to sell it for money, of course, yes, I'd let it go. But if I was curating, would I let it go knowing that I wouldn't wear it very often? No, I'd keep it. I'd definitely keep it. I know a lot of people have fallen out of love with their Sex and the City pieces, and I think if I'm, you know, maybe kind of scratching around the surface a bit, I'd say maybe you didn't have the same kind of period of your life connection with who you were in the show at the time. I know that it hit people in different ways depending on their age and what they were doing at that point in time. For me, it was very much, I felt very inspired during my late 20s and early 30s, and yeah, I've watched it a bazillion times, as absurd as it is, as neurotic as the characters are, as, you know, unwoke by today's standards as it is, still, you know, can't go back in time. So at that point in time, it inspired me, put a smile on my face, and yeah, I would keep this bag because of that. Now, this beautiful number. This piece was in celebration of Fendi's 25th anniversary of the baguette. Knowing the story about that baguette, it's, you know, very difficult for me to say that this one would be an easy one to let go of, but if I had to, I absolutely could, because the 25th anniversary, in terms of my connection with Fendi, is not a major thing. I haven't loved Fendi for 25 years. I have loved Fendi for about 10 years. And so even though I loved the Sex and the City Fendi pieces that were shown, it didn't feel achievable to me at the time that I was watching that. Obviously it does now. Do I love this? Absolutely. It's a work of art. But could I let it go if I had to? Absolutely yes. I think we're going to run out of battery, so I'm going to do this one and then we'll have a little bit of a break. Okay, this one. This is my Fendi mini trunk clutch from the men's collection that I had done made to order. Could I let go of it? Yep, I could. Not because I don't love it, not because I want to, but if I needed money, I needed to downsize. This bag was such a dream experience for me, but I don't think it is a reflection of my, components of my life so much as the other pieces. Of course, I'd love to keep it. Would it be worth anything? I don't think so. It's, it's definitely an acquired taste. For that reason, I should probably, put it on the keep list. But what I'm saying is, do I feel as connected to it as I do to other pieces in my collection? No, I don't, but I absolutely adore it. I'm absolutely so proud of it and how it inspired me to keep being courageous in my decisions around fashion and style. But yeah, if I had to part ways with her and, there was a good offer on the table, a very good offer, I think I could. Okay, let's make this work. We've put a little bit of charge in the battery. The next one that I would classify as one of my treasures is my Fendi Peekaboo Small in the ICU in the Violetta. This one is such a special piece for many reasons. One, because it is my favourite colour in my favourite bag style, and it smiles all on its own. I'm just so proud of the smile on this bag. It has the beautiful tortoiseshell features here, and you guys all helped me source this bag, and thank you to Sarah in the UK, to Amelia Rose in Ireland for helping me get this baby all the way to Australia, because it just wasn't going to be here. I would have to say that I can easily say this is a bag I would keep. I would keep it because I don't think it would be worth anything on the pre-loved market. I'd keep it because it's actually practical and I can put so many things in it. I think if I was curating and I was cutting back, this bag would still have an absolute place in terms of practicality. So it wouldn't make me any money. It would absolutely be practical in a capsule collection. And if I was a minimalist, I think this would be one of my very minimal handbag collection items. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for this bag. Oh, hold on a second. What's that? $5! I don't think there's any reason for this bag to go anywhere at all whatsoever. My petite mals. Would I let them go? It's funny, and this is going to sound bad, and I think Melissa had this same kind of situation. The one that I bought most recently, this one, I would let go before I'd let go of this one. Maybe it's because of the colours, like obviously I'm a fan of the purple, lilac, lavender, mauve and all the other hues, violet, whatever you want to call it. Look at the nails, they're matching perfectly. Also because I picked this one up in Rome, and so if I was going to throw in a bit of sentimentality, it would be the Rome connection as well. And it's the first petite mal, and I had waited so long for one to come up that really worked for me, that I was like, oh my god, I need to have it. My friend Nadia helped me get it. It was such a great experience and so much kind of excitement leading up to it. I think if I had to choose between these two, I'd keep this one, even though this absolute beautiful metallic purple coral lizard, oh, it's so gorgeous, but it would be a hard call. But I think I'd have to keep this one. Okay, we've got just a couple more. This one, my first Chanel bag, the Franken Bag. It's been with me now for 12 years, which is quite a long time. Look, do I think she'd be worth anything? Like, probably a little bit. Do I think she'd leave a massive hole in my collection? No, I don't. Like, this bag is a special piece in my collection, but it probably doesn't fit as much as everything else. It's still special. It doesn't take up space. It doesn't make me cringe. I still enjoy wearing it. But yeah, I reckon I could easily let it go. And finally, my Birkin. You might recall the only reason, well, not the only reason, one of the main reasons I said that I bought this bag was because I could always sell it. I could always sell it for more than what I bought it for, because the fact that I was able to pick it up, well, not pick it up, I was offered this bag in Paris. I was offered this bag. This bag was offered to me in Paris, in a store, after everything I've said about Hermes. Now I'm like, yeah, oh, like, you know, it's fabulous, it's wonderful, I'll buy it, and God, this light is really, woof. I'll buy it, and if I hate it, like, I'll use it for a bit. If I hate it, I'll sell it. We're approaching 12 months. And do I think that I would sell this bag? No. I don't have anything like it. It's amazing. It's like, it still gets me how well the SA kind of chose for me. It was so, like, just crazy that it all happened the way that it did. It really is. And yeah, this colour, Vert Comics, it's just next level. In a Birkin is just so playful and fun. Yeah, I don't see me. I had a pair of sunglasses hanging off it before. Like, look at that. It's just, yeah. I've fallen more and more for this bag every day, to the extent that at one stage it was listed for £22,000 on the resale market. And I'm like, yep, so what? I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. Yeah, I'm keeping it. Again, if I had a capsule collection, if I had a minimal curated collection, I would need a tote, right? I would need a tote. And my tote, well, it would be this one. I'd have my tote. I'd have my ladylike top handle. I'd have my clutch bag. I mean, what more could a girl want? Yes, they're all beautiful, expensive, colourful, probably not the most, you know, practical pieces. But if I'm going to have luxury handbags, these are the ones that I want to keep. All of these beauties that absolutely make my heart sing. Obviously, if I need money, then they can all go. It doesn't matter the sentimental attachment at all. If I need the money, they can all go. But if it's about curating, if it's about minimalism, if it's just about, you know, somebody was to send me an email with an offer that I would consider, those are the pieces that I'd say goodbye to, and those are the pieces that I'd hold on to at this very moment in time, which is, you know, late July 2024. Who knows? If I did this video again next year, what would I say? Stick with me by subscribing and you'll find out. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if there have been any surprises for you in the comment section down below. And, you know, if you want to do this video and you're a content creator, please tag Melissa, because she did a great job coming up with this concept. Again, her details are linked in the description box below, and thanks for sharing your wonderful idea, Melissa. I will be back for my next video at some time in the future, so do make sure you subscribe so you know when that is. Until that time, ciao.